literally you just pull it apart without a spoon or nothing. And then you've got 2/3 and a natural V in there that you can fill up with the pudding and the whipped cream and the nuts. And then you've got that third over here you can actually clean out your yolk or your pudding cup with after you put that in there.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Good to go.
But I just like doing the spoon.
You didn't know about it. That's why you're like, yeah, that's okay.
No, because you can get more pudding in there, bro. You get more pudding in there if you're taking the spoon and just, because at the very end of it, you're getting
the same amount of pudding anyways.
No,
if you will, because you're scraping it with the top.
No.
Okay, the pudding's going to be the pudding. You got the same amount.
I'm telling you, just try it. And you put it in the freezer, and then you freeze it up, and then you can just take the knife and just and then spray it, hit it with some whipped cream.
Like banana Foster or something? Wouldn't that be what we're talking about here?
I don't know. I don't live in Australia.
I think we're making a banana Foster. I'm not an expert, but I'm thinking that's what that might be. But it sounds good. We'll try it.
Bananas.
Man.
Let me see
here. So there's so many people confused on why they're listening to this podcast at this point. Are they looking for recipes on
I don't know, man.
Snacks?
Yeah, well, you started with the candy and the ice cream.
And now you just went overboard with a new recipe. People are out there trying it right now.
Well, they should be because it's delicious. And it's probably not even that bad.
People are going out and shooting squirrels in the front yard because they're out of meat lately. And it's kind of ruthless.
Bananas Foster is something completely different, bro. I don't even know what the hell that is. It's just, no. Bananas Foster is like ice cream and...
You're looking it up on a computer. I'm seeing it out of my head.
Well, I'm looking at it on my phone.
You just looked it up, didn't you?
Bananas Foster? Yeah, and that's not what we're making. We're making a 217
it's kind of like
cream pie surprise.
All right.
Don't look that up on the internet.
We'll put the recipe on Facebook soon for everybody out there that wants to know how to make it.
Or we can put it on our website, 217recovery.com.
There you have it.
Yeah, check it out. And, yeah, Jamie, you did scare me, though. I'm glad that you weren't drinking, and I'm glad that you did the podcast with me tonight. And, think about, some of the things that you could do to help the VA and help vets out there and maybe help the guys before they even get to that point. At least have an understanding of, yeah, I know I have this image and this thing I have to portray, and I have to be tough. I have to be the leader, but it's okay for me to seek help, to get the guys before, they come back and they have all the stuff going on, and they're still probably going to come back and have all the stuff going on, but at least, just think about it, man. Think about it and who you need to contact and reach out.
System.
Yeah.
And you've seen that while we were in the limited amount of time that I was in that rehabilitation center with you, the way I interacted with civilians, I literally wanted to mow most of them over. I wanted to be done with them. When they sent me to the place where I was dealing with other vets, they knew, for one, what I was dealing with from the PTSD side, and then we could get into the substance abuse side. So, yeah, it would be great if we could put something out there so people could come forward to me, and they know they have a support system, and I have them also, and we can bang things back and forth as former service people.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have to live that way anymore, and that's something that people say all the time, and it's true. You don't have to live that way anymore. It's just, it takes what it takes for us to get to the point where we're at, Don't stop giving up, because if you relapse 3 times, 5 times, 6 times, it doesn't matter, man. You got to keep trying. And, the fact that you are a Marine, you didn't give up. You didn't lose. You didn't lose at all. You got wounded a few times, but you got right back up, and your family appreciates that, and the people that are most important to you in your life, they're the ones that really matter.
Well, I got a great family, and I appreciate all their support, especially the second time. I've almost killed myself with alcohol so many times that they should have given up on me, and they just didn't. They obviously want me alive, and sometimes that's more than I want for myself, or that's the way it was. And they always believed in me. They always supported me. So, it's their turn to be able to relax a little bit and not have to worry about me. So I appreciate every one of them. My girlfriend's been huge on this, supporting me through this. And I don't know why. They should have all given up because I did.
Well, I didn't give up on you, Jamie.
And I appreciate that. But I hope anybody listening understands where I was. I was just done. I didn't, I just didn't want to go on anymore. And it was absolutely unfair to everybody else around me.
That's what we think. And meanwhile, it'll take a while to put yourself in their shoes and realize that there are people out there that you love that you don't even know who are going through certain things, but you're going to find out. And then you have to be that one that doesn't give up. And then you'll understand a little bit more. But yeah, at the time, we're just thinking, I'm a piece of shit. How can I put these people through this again? It would be easier if I just stopped. If I just stopped breathing and was done with it, I wouldn't have to hurt them again. And,
Absolutely.
That's the selfishness of it. And that's part of the disease too. And that's part of how it messes with your brain. And it messes it up because that's not a normal thing to feel. Our bodies weren't meant to feel that, that's just not normal, but we're putting toxins into our body.
Fatigue from it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the health toll that it takes on us, but the mental anguish that it puts us through is excruciating. It really is, because you just don't care anymore. Mm-hmm. And then to have somebody tell you that you're worth saving is a miracle in itself.
Yeah, but we can do big things, Jamie. We can do anything we want as long as we're sober. So
absolutely.
Remember that, and I'll be in touch for sure, man. But yeah, let's talk about opening up 217 recovery and going to the VA route. And like I said, Rob was supposed to be doing that kind of stuff, and it just wasn't time for him. But I definitely would like to get that kicked off again. And now that we do have different podcasts in different cities, and like I said, Broken to Beautiful with Anna, that's up in St. Ignace. The other guy is still in Boyne City. I'm in Traverse City now. So I mean, we can be different places and still have the same goal and still communicate and talk and help people. So I'd love to have you.
I like it.
Love to have you talk about that more, and I'll be in touch with you, man. That's for sure. But thanks again, Jamie Kelly, for joining me tonight. And you have a good one. And tell your girlfriend I said hi. And make that banana thing. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna love it.
I will. I'm at a Pet Allen. Hang out with him. I got some bananas in there. I got to check for the pudding. Mm-hmm. But above all, I appreciate you having me on and still supporting me. And we'll talk soon, brother.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Love you, bro.
All right. See you.
Oh.
Again, that's my friend Jamie Kelly, and very interesting guy. Like I say, he's a very, very proud guy, and he should be, and he's been through a lot. And he said something in that interview that really hit home a lot, where he said, that he had to be the tough guy, he had to be the strong guy. He couldn't be the vulnerable guy. He was the Marine, and that plays a lot in everybody's life. That doesn't just have to be Marines. It just doesn't have to be men either. Women, mothers who are trying to hold it together, single fathers, single mothers too, and they're supposed to be this thing to everybody. Well, on the inside, they don't feel like it sometimes, and it's never enough, and the days aren't long enough. The money's never enough, and it just becomes to a point where you just get worn down, but yet you still have to put on this mask, as they call it, and pretend like everything's fine. Well, that just eats you up, and it's okay to admit that, yeah, times are hard right now, and you know what? That's life. It doesn't mean that going out and drinking is going to solve it. Yeah, you can go out and drink or smoke a joint or get some drugs, whatever. It might make it go away for a minute. It might mask it. But the problems are still there. And then now they're just going to be there a little bit more, a little bit harder. So you're going to need a little bit more. And it's a very, very slippery slope. And a lot of people do use to escape. And that was one of the things that I did too. And I was too proud. I was a radio guy. I couldn't admit that I had a problem and that I couldn't stop drinking. I couldn't admit that. Even though my coworkers and people close to me, they knew. But I couldn't let that cat out of the bag, so to speak. But it wasn't until you kind of start getting really honest with yourself and go in those deep holes that you don't want to go to. Like Jamie said, when he went to the place in New York, that he had to, open up about the loss of his mom, not going to the funeral. And, those things hurt him. And you don't have to deal with everything all that one day, all that one time when you let it out. I was driving yesterday, and when people get on the website, 217recovery.com, it'll pop up and tell me, hey, so-and-so from Brazil or, Ireland or wherever, they're on your website now. It's like, okay, cool. Well, one popped up and it said Phoenix, Arizona. And my dad, my real father, my biological father, he lives in Mesa. And man, it just took me back to a place where I had to kind of reach and grab those feelings and just set them by my side. Just set them to the side for right now. I'm not ready to deal with those. And that's what people could call selfish, but that's also what I call staying sober and not dealing with too much. And the abandonment issues that I have that are from my father, there's nothing I can do about those right now. There's nothing that is going to change the past. If I want a relationship with him in the future, that's going to be my choice. And that's how it is. And some people would say, wow, you need to do nice and blah, blah, blah. But, I don't need to do anything. That's the beauty of it. But that moment, though, when that flashed across there and it said, Phoenix, Arizona, and I started thinking, was he checking up on me now, finally? And then I kind of thought, no, and even if he is, who cares? I'm not dealing with that right now and just going to enjoy the rest of my day. So that's kind of where I went with that. But, yeah, it was nice talking to Jamie. And really, I do hope that, he can figure out his schedule and kind of make time to be a part of 217 Recovery and help the people, in the military, because like I said, Rob was supposed to jump on that and just kind of didn't happen. And I obviously wasn't in the military, so I can't even pretend to go talk to those people, but I could go with Jamie, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I think Jamie and I would have a blast. I know Jamie would, and I would too, but yeah, just getting in a car and just driving around the state or the country, and just talking to people and just saying, hey, look, here's our experience, and, hope and inspiration. That'll lead to motivation. So anyway, I appreciate you listening to the podcast tonight. Yeah, we'll do another one tomorrow, and another blast from the past might be making an appearance. So we'll see about that. But yeah, have a good night, have a good day, and thanks for listening, and share this with your friends.